Evening folks, this is BestInSlot and welcome back to our attempts to recreate the original Jurassic Park right here in Jurassic World Evolution. In today's video we are going to add in the tour track itself. We might do a little bit of the river work and stuff like that. We might put in the service roads as much as we can, and also maybe decorate in front of the visitor centre. We're basically going to prepare ourselves for the dinosaurs to get added in the next video. Realising I'm going to have to actually add a hatchery and a little ACU at some point so we can transport the dinosaurs in. Anyways, I've been having a little think. This is actually a little bit of conundrum already. Of course, in the film, the tour track goes right in front of the visitor centre, just like that. Chuka, chuka, chuka. Chuka, chuka, chuka. Right? And then it goes off into the park. Now, the problem is we actually can't do that because the tour track has to be a complete loop. And if you look at the map, if you look at the brochures and stuff like that, the tour track basically starts here and goes in, and then it loops around, and that's it. And it finishes, you know, back over here. So basically we've got two options, neither of which is 100% realistic. We can either start the tour track right here, have it come along, go around, and then loop it back this way. You see what I mean? So there'd be two tour tracks, which I'm actually leaning towards that idea. I just think you have to have the track in front of the visitor centre. I don't think you can go without it. I think it would look silly. The other alternative is to put the tour track here and have it loop around and then just put a path there. I think I'm going to go with my first idea. So we're actually going to move the visitor centre. I actually want to move it up anyway, but we're going to move it a little bit further to the right so we've got enough room to put the track in. There really is no way to get this 100% accurate, just because the tour track has to be a loop. It can't be open-ended, unfortunately. That looks about straight. I'm going to move that to about there. Okay, well, we'll give this a go, and we'll see how it feels. So I really want this to... So this has to be as straight as possible, essentially. I want that to be nice and straight and tight with the with that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to wait till that's built so we can get it as accurate as possible. Whilst all that's going on then, we're going to do a little bit of river work. So if we hop up here to the top, there's a river that comes down from the right hand side. It's kind of like here. And it's kind of got like a little jutty bit there. I'm going to bring that in quite a bit actually. Kind of like that. And this follows down all the way down to around there, I would say. So I'm just going to... And it is like right by the fence. It really is. So we're just going to drag that along. It pops up a little bit more there. And then back down again. And around in there. And then what we'll do is just thin it out at the edge there. Now this is actually... This right here is the Brachiosaurus Parasaurolophus exhibit. That would be... the bit, you know, where they're down by the lake. Now, you don't actually see the fence in the film, but it is there. So it's kind of weird. I'm not really sure what to do about that. I can't really do much about that at all. There's also a bit of water that comes off around there. But that's quite skinny, so let's thin that up a little bit. Something like that. Okay, now there is another river section we need to add, but we'll come back and do that in a little bit. I want to get the tour in first. So, there's my tour. There it is. I really want that road. Now, that can't go across there, but can the road go across there? Does that make sense? Like, the road is there. You can see that little red blob, and I want that as close to the front as possible. I think we're going to have to do like a little test. I'm just wondering if the path, the road, can go along, like right along the front essentially. So what I want to do is put it around there. No, okay. We're going to have to sink it down just a little bit more. We also need to make sure there's enough room on the left hand side to fit it back in. To like close the loop. Still not totally sure this is what I want to do for it, but I think this may... I don't know, you have to have the tour vehicle go in front of the visitor centre. It's the done thing. Now what we can do, however, is put that around... It's hard to get straight. Put that around there. And that should work. Yeah. And we want to swap this to concrete. So delete that. And we're going to make the whole thing concrete, because of course that's what it would be like in the film. We're going to bring in lights and stuff like that. Of course we'll have the little signs and stuff. I don't think we'll ever be attaching these to a path. What we... Let me think about that as well. The helipad's down here. How would you attach this to a path? How would you ever do that? Can this ever work without a path connection? That's the question. Because what I'm thinking is we could be a little cheeky, and just in order to get the building working, if we rotate this around, because you don't see this in the film anyway, if we rotate this around, because it can't be this way, because the tour track's going to go like that, and then it's going to come up here from the bottom, right? If we rotate this around, and then connect that path to that path, and then have like a little sneaky helipad off in the distance. Wait, can we have two helipads? Otherwise I can't do that. But this is way more confusing than I expected. Can I have two helipads? No. Okay, so we can't do... Huh. This is all very confusing. Tell you what, let's just... Right, no. I need to think about this, because I need to put the helipad in, but the helipad goes in over here. So I guess we're going to connect that path there, aren't we? We're just going to have like a cheeky little path. I think that's the idea. We're going to have a cheeky little path. Okay, no worries. Problem sorted. Now, we want this to be, like I said, we want it to be concrete and straight. Just for the front bit there. And then it's going to go down here, and we want our Jurassic Park gate, of course. About there. Okay, and now we can get started. So, like I say, on the official map, it kind of has like a double loop. It's kind of a little bit weird looking. There's two tour track loops. So what I think we're going to do is just use the bigger one, because you can't double loop in the game anyway. So, let's just do this as best we can. We're going to go back to the normal gate as well, because I don't think they would have had the Jurassic Park gates absolutely everywhere, you know? It goes like that. And kind of just runs along the top of this exhibit, really. It's not... I'm gonna say, like, off the bat, we're gonna base this on the brochure and stuff more than the film. We'll try to make each exhibit look like the film, but I really want this to be canon accurate in a different way. We've already kind of done a film recreation anyway, so... So, like, this is not... You don't see this in the film, you know, apparently it's there, but you don't see this track, and you don't see this fence. Can I go over... I can't go over the water. But it does go over the water, so we're going to have to... That goes up a little bit, and then where that curves, that goes like that. So we want to break that down a little bit. This is why you should really do the track before you do anything else. Okay. Okay, now it goes up. The track, unfortunately, has kind of like a default funky shape. Now, that doesn't quite go to the top. It curves up there, and then it goes down like that. And then it's... Oh, no. We got a little... It's going to be a pain. That needs to come down like that, because it needs to go through here into what will be the Tyrannosaurus Rex paddock. And then it curls down there, over the surface road, goes through what is apparently a tunnel. Whatever. Okay, right, let's give this a go. We're going to have to go back and click this many, many times. The price we pay for accuracy, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so like I said, I want this to go through there. So I think we just need to make it go a little bit higher up. Then come down straight. Straight. And then begin to curve around there, or a little bit further. Begin to curve around there. Curves around there. And then there's like a little weird little dinky bit. It's very odd looking, and it happens just at the bottom of this ridge here. So it's like that. Kind of want to make it even dinkier. There we go, maximum dinkage. And then that's going to go in there. So we need to start moving over there. Looks something like that. Pretty good. That comes all the way down through what will be the Baryonyx Exhibit. Until it begins to curve into there. Now, this is actually where the tour track splits off. So, on one version, it would go around here through what would be the Parasaurolophus, and then back through, this is the Dilophosaurus over here, but we're going to carry on down instead. Which is angle? Oh, there we go. Perfect. So it curves around there. This is a huge enclosure for what is actually a blimmin', what is it? It's Parasaurolophus slash Rare? Oh no, Sedgy. I don't know what we're going to use for the Sedgiosaurus, but this is Sedgiosaurus slash Parasaurolophus. Both small dinosaurs, and it's the biggest enclosure in the park by an absolute freaking mile. It's nutso. Anyways, that curves up and then down. We get a little bit of a loop-de-loop going. That balloons out a little bit at the bottom. And go straight back up. And now we just bring it home, basically. Okay, so usually what you'd do is you'd bring this in and it would match up there, so we're going to go for a slightly different route. Wait. I had a plan and I've screwed it up. Oh, I'm an idiot. I wanted to put the helipad there and then path along there. Wait, maybe I can. Okay, I've had a little bit of an idea. Now, this is, in my opinion, the only way to get this to work. Maybe I'm missing something, but in order to have this attached to the helipad, which is necessary to get it to work, I believe, and also, you know, we want it to be attached to the helipad, and that makes a lot of sense. In order for that to happen, the only way to do this, with the track going the right way, is to actually connect this. Right, basically this would go up here, and then along here, and then in. Now, we were going to have to cut it out early anyway, because we need to loop in here. So what we're going to do is actually cut it out just before where the helipad would be. So we're going to come out here instead. Helipad's going to sit there, and we're just going to wrap around down here. This is the main tour, and this is just like the exit route at the end, essentially. And we're just going to keep that nice and at the edge. Like so. I think that's the best way to do it. I've been thinking about it quite a lot. And that's the best idea I have. I'm open to suggestions, but I think this is the way to do it, personally. Now. So what we need to do is try to connect the helipad. Now, the helipad would sit around here. Now, it kind of sits like on the fence. So what we're going to do, we're going to put it there. And we're just going to put the cheapest path in, like a little subtle path. This is, again, not something that's technically there, but this is something we obviously need to include. So let's just pretend that's part of the film and go from there, eh? I am slightly tempted. No, that's why we can't. I'm wondering if this would look better for the service road. I'm in two minds about this. What I was going to use is just... Oh, maybe the rock. I don't know. I think that's too thick. It is on a road at the end of the day, right? It's rock. It doesn't really look like a road. So I think what we'll do is use the path. Like so. And we'll just take it up to the edge of the fence as much as possible. And we're going to use that to build our service roads. I'm wondering if I should make this into a service road. Technically, this... What we could... What we could do to make this match with the film is actually put this inside this exhibit here. It's the Dilophosaurus exhibit, though. That's just going to look super weird. You can see the cars are heading off, and they're going the right way. So this has worked. It's just I need to think about this. So much thinking. My brain hurts. Okay, well, for example, we know there'll be a service road coming off here. Now, unfortunately, we can't really include that because it Well, what we can do is do that, and then like that. That's kind of the sort of thing I'm thinking of. And then that kind of goes off into the mountain over there. Which we can... Yeah, why not? And it also splits off down here. I'm going to bring this in a little bit more than it is. Just because this is actually where we'll be putting the Velociraptor as well. That kind of curves down there. Down there. Like I said, we're not going to bring in all the service road stuff, so we're just going to have that like that. I think it would make sense at the very least to pretend this is a service road and kind of blend it in a little bit better. I'm just wondering if I want to put this in here. And I don't think we do. Another question. Okay, so like I said, we're not going to... Like, what I'm trying to do is use the map as the base, and then if we can make things look like the film within that context, that's what we'll do. That makes sense? That makes sense. So, to me it doesn't make sense that on the map, for example, they drive through the Baryonyx exhibit, they drive through the T-Rex exhibit. I'm going to put this forward as a suggestion, because we're going to do it in this video, but I'm going to put forward the idea that what we have are perimeter fences, which is what's listed on the map, and then we have interior exhibit fences. Because, for example, this would be the Dilophosaurus exhibit. And what would be really cool is to put the fence along there and make it look like it does in the film. You know, we could have the fence go along there, you'd have the little Dilophosaurus sign right there, you'd have forest along here, you'd have like a little ditch there, and this is where they drive along at the start and look at the Dilophosaurus. Now, on the map, that fence doesn't exist, but I think for the purposes of fusing the two together, that might be the best way to do it. Let me know what you think. I think that's a good idea, personally. Anyways, let's do some roads. So, what I want is one that kind of goes around the top of the map. So we're going to grab this one right here, turn replace back off. And it's just going to follow this curvature as much as possible, essentially. Because it does, funnily enough, I imagine it's on purpose, but Isla Nublar 1993 does at least somewhat match up with actual Isla Nublar. Don't know what's going on there. A little bit damp, I guess. Now this actually cuts into the exhibit there, so we're going to need to, again, destroy some water. Oops. Oh well. We just put the path in, and then, yeah, so that's going to go to there. And then we come in. And this is where we have to start... Already, that's wrong. We have to start matching it up just a little bit more. I'm also tempted to maybe put some fences in here. Some gates, even. Like there. What do we reckon? I reckon that's a good idea. Wherever the service road goes through a fence, I think we're going to put a little gate there. And try to make it match up with that as much as possible. Just because that makes sense, you know? That's a logical thing. You can't expect the map to include every single detail, so we have to an extent, imagine them based on what we see in the film and stuff like that. Again, the same kind of thing I'm thinking with these... With the Dilophosaurus exhibit. Like, we know those fences are there, just because they're not marked on the map doesn't necessarily mean they don't exist. Maybe it's just how the map is marked. Alright, we need another fence. It goes to about there. That cuts down here, all the way down, and then it splits, actually, so... It's actually going to be a surprisingly elongated process. So that's that surface road just into the Baryonyx exhibit. So we need this to basically go straight down through the Baryonyx exhibit, first of all. So we need a fence. It might be easier to put the fences in first. We need a fence about there and about there. And then we need another one there. Yeah, this is definitely the better way to do this. Now, they actually reconnect again near the docks. Now, the docks would be around here. Left a little bit of room there. That comes in a little closer than I'd like, but that's okay. I'm just gonna... Yes, it's fine, it's fine. Is it fine? We'll find out. It also comes in down here, which is definitely closer than I'd like. And a little bit up here. Well, that's way closer than I like. That curve Oh wait, no, I'm being stupid. Never mind, ignore me. That's the helipad, that goes up to there. Yeah, no, I am right, yeah. In my problem. That curve? Wait, have I put the helipad in the wrong place? Yes, slightly. Yeah, the helipad needs to actually be further down than this. I've put it at this curve when it should be at this curve. Right? No, 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 no. Super wrong. The helipad should be down here. I'm way off base. And then that's that. Yeah. Okay, helipad's actually way down here. Yeah, that makes way more sense. Okay. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna connect the helipad as though it's connected, but then we'll have like our own cheeky little service road off to the side as well. Yeah. Okay, something like that. And then this comes in, goes through the Parasaurolophus exhibit, and then connects back onto a main road over here. So really, all that we've added is this little bit here. This little bit here is all we've done in terms of adding service road, technically-ish. We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. Accuracy is important. Now, where was I? I was over here. So I want this to come down. And that goes through... Doesn't quite curve like that, but that's fine. Goes through like that. And then onto there. And then that bobbles its way down over here. And it is basically a straight line. It's always a little bit... I'm going to keep curve on. We're just going to bobble it up a little bit. Because it is a little bit on the bobbly side. Another thing, of course, we don't see is the wilderness, the forest, and all that kind of jazz. I think that's going to make the whole thing look a lot cooler, and it's just something we'll have to make up ourselves, essentially. Now, this then comes down and connects with this one. One's going to come in here and actually connects onto the tour track. That makes a lot of sense. You'd have them connecting onto the tour track because, you know, you need to service the tour track, and every now and again somebody's going to get eaten and you need to go save them, or not save them, as the case may be. So I'm going to bring that across like so. Connect that onto there. And there's actually another one, a really weird one, that splits off from here. Goes this way. Again, bobbly. It crosses over the tour track. And it cuts across this entire enclosure, essentially. And it actually ends. Now, the tour track should go up here, of course, in the original version. So what we're going to do is connect it onto there instead. Because it essentially does anyway. So it basically goes straight up with a little bit of bobble here and there. Like so. And then it cuts down, probably not that far up. And then it turns off to the side. In a fairly straight line, yeah. And then up at the end. Okay. God, this is bloody hard to keep track of, I tell you. Right, there's another one that actually goes around the outside. So remember, we came in over here. That comes down. It actually splits off here. Weirdly enough. It splits off and then it cuts in through there. Goes past there and then up there. And then through there. So something like this. I'm going to go this way around. Because we're squeezing ourselves in here a little bit. I mean, I'm kind of used to that, but that's fine. Juts out a little bit to the left, and then it curves in, and then we go straight forward. Okay. And then that comes down here. Curves up a little bit, and then we go like that. Okay. I did not expect this to be quite so convoluted. Okay, so that comes down. Now, this actually splits off here, so you can see this little bit comes in there. That's a little bit weird, the angle. I don't like that. I want that to be smoother, if possible. More like that. Now, before that comes down there, around here, it splits off once again. can only imagine how exciting this is for you folks at home. And that basically comes all the way down here. So we're just going to drag that along, nice and simple. And that's going to come down to where the docks are. Now the docks are around here. So what we'll do is, it basically goes along the edge. So what we'll do is have water on this right hand side. So I kind of want this, and it is anyway, quite tight to... What water? What water? What doth thou talk about? Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, this makes sense. And this actually comes into there. I'm going to go a little bit further on, and then that goes into there, but it also carries on further. And follows along, basically follows directly along the fence. Until we get right down to the bottom. Are we going to squeeze in here? This is going to be if... darn it. That's okay, we'll just carry on from this side. Wait, I'm confused. Okay, so this one actually goes around basically the entirety of the park. There's a service road that basically goes around the entire coastline, which is what we're sort of attempting to do now. Again, we're not kind of necessarily going around the entirety of the park, but we can make pretend. Let's see why not. This connects onto that other one we were working on before. I want this... I'm going to have it cross over the tour line, because the tour line isn't there in reality anyway. And it's going to look a little bit better, I think. And we're going to go all the way up. And connect onto here. Yeah? Yeah, sort of. Right. There is another one, however, in the midst of all this. So, there's one that comes out of there, and then it splits off. That's that one there. There's another one that comes out from the front of the visitor center. That kind of, it's got some weird little funky curves in it. I'm going to assume those curves are, you know, going around the forest and stuff like that. So what we'll do is we'll make sure we emphasize sort of foresty sections around here, so it looks a little bit more logical. Now that gets to about here, and then it splits off again, and that will come down. I don't know if that's gonna. Yeah, we can go to there. That comes down here. It comes down. That loops up. Very tight little loop there. Comes all the way down there, and then it would loop back up, but we don't have room for that. That's fine. So that's that little... Wait, which loop is which? Okay, that's that loop. Where's the split? Splits up here. Splits about there. So, this comes down roughly... pretty directly south, and then cuts off to the east a little bit. Comes down at an approximate angle like that. And then loops at the bottom and goes through the bottom of that exhibit. So we're going down to there. And this again is another one that's got like a weird little shape to it. So we're going to loop at the bottom. We're going to balloon up a little bit there. We're going to curve up. We're going to loop. We're going to bring it down. We're going to bring it back. We're going to go on a slightly higher loop. Although a slightly thinner one as well, if possible. Yep. We're going to come down, we're going to jut out like that. We're going to go straight down. My neck is killing me. I'm going to curve, and then we're going to go into the enclosure. Okay, now this goes into the enclosure, goes up a little bit, then curves to the right. Swings around in a loop. Now it doesn't actually hit the tour track yet, so I'm going to bring that in a little tighter. We're going to go up. Now this is the one bit, it wouldn't actually cross over the tour track, but of course we put the tour track in early. Goes up like that, comes in around here. There's actually a service road around here that connects with the helipad. That's fine, so we'll link that onto there. And then it carries on. I've already done this one? I've already done that bit, right? No, because it should, no, that's my other one. Okay, no, this is fine. What we can... No, it's not fine. Okay, yeah, no, it is. It is. So we just need to make this connect with this. Yeah? Yeah, that's pretty good. There's another one, however. Wait, have I done that other one? No. Wait, yeah, isn't it that one? Yeah, it is. I've done that one. I think that's it. I think I'm done. I think that's it. Okay. That's our service roads finished. Now. Bloody Nora. Let's do the river. So the docks. Now this is the docks area here. So I want this. Obviously we can't make it look like an actual dock, but bring in as much water as possible. And then, I mean, this whole area can be water because the service road is very, very close to the coast. So once I got a little room to play with, we'll do a bit of water there. Can't really do any further up, but that'll do. At least it's kind of pretending we're on an island at the very least. Well, it is very much playing pretend. Okay, and then we've got this curvature at the bottom. And this is where the river comes in. Quite thick as well. Now, the curvature of the tour track is there, so the river kind of goes up to about there. And we're going to go thinner. It's kind of got a wee little jutty bit there. And then it curves through. And then through the service road as well. And actually out beneath the helicopter. Curves up a little bit and then heads off into nowhere. It also goes up past the tour track, so around here. Very, very tight to the tour track actually, so we'll do it like that. Music's really dramatic right now. Goes into the service road there. Juts out a little bit at the bottom. And then... oh, there should be tour track here, that's why I'm confused. Obviously we don't have that. So it would come out, it would go down here somewhere. I'm just going to make it look a little bit more natural. Okay. And then it crosses over into what is actually a Dilophosaurus paddock right here. And then it splits. And one split goes this way to the T-Rex paddock. And the bigger one will thin that other one down, kind of comes up, bobbles along, drops down, and then goes in to the Baryonyx enclosure. And we just need to make those a little skinnier because that's a weird looking penis. And that's just weird looking in general. Okay. Yeah, we're going to bring this in general a little bit. Any other bits where it would be thinner? Not really. That's the bit that juts out there. I'd say this in general is thinner than the rest. Same with down here, we probably want to bring that in a little bit. It's quite thick over here. That bit's quite skinny and weird looking. Kind of looks like that. It's a bit odd, but there you go. Oh, it's been hard work, this. I was not expecting to have to put so much work into this. Right, okay. No, it's looking cool though. It's looking brochure-esque as much as it possibly can, I think. Okay. So that's it for water that's marked. Now, I don't think there's any enclosure that you see in the film that would actually have water that we can't already see here, so I'm pretty okay with that. The only other bit that needs water is actually right here in front. What I'm gonna do, I want to get the front of this looking like it does in the film. So we're gonna just bring in those service roads a little bit further away. Gonna connect that one around there. Okay, because we want that's gonna look really cool. Nice. It's a shame that this isn't in the sunlight. What we can do is turn on the day-night cycle though, and it will be in the right location. Because at the moment the sun's hitting us from this direction, so this is all in darkness. But yeah, we can fix that. So what we want to do is bring in... Now, I do need to double check how this looks, because I am kind of remembering off the top of my head. But as far as I remember, it is essentially like a square, rectangle-esque pond with a bunch of trees behind it. Like that, right? I'm going to have to grab up an image to get it exact, but that'll do temporarily. I think I want to dot forest around quite a lot of this. I think that'll make a lot more sense. Like, I know there is forest behind the visitor centre to an extent, so we'll put some in there. Obviously, you can't see all the forest on the map. We'll probably make the northern reaches very foresty as well, because... Actually, you know what we might do? We might build like a mini Mount Sibo, because it would be sitting around here. Now, we're not going to be able to go that high. We don't have much room, but I think a little mountain to represent it will be a kind of cute idea. Right. Okay, so all we need to do is the mountain. I think we're done. I think we're ready for dinosaurs. So really the big question is, where do we go from here? How do we handle it? So, like for example, like I've mentioned, do we do internal fences or do we not? We also need to replace the fences for the big carnivores with something stronger. But it's kind of like, for example, down here at the bottom, we're going to have a Parasaurolophus and whatever the hell our Segisaurus replacement is going to be. And they're going to be in the same exhibit, and I'd quite like to divide them a little bit. It's the same with up here at the top. The Triceratops and the Metriacanthosaurus are technically in the same enclosure. Now, that's obviously nonsense, right? So, I think it would be nice to put in, like, internal fences that stop that. But I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. But I think for, like, you know, again, for another example, this round down here is the Gallimimus / Dilophosaurus exhibit. Now, it'd be nice to have a Gallimimus exhibit that looks a little bit like the film, but it would also be nice to have a Dilophosaurus exhibit that looks a little bit like the film, more than the Gallimimus one for me. I just think it'll look really cool to have that along there, and then we can do our little sign with the Dilophosaurus, you know, it'll be sitting around there somewhere. I think that's going to be really cool, so... Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do we add internal... Do we assume that the red lines on that map are the enclosure wider fences and then they'd have like smaller internal fences? Or do we not make it look like the film, essentially? So those are basically the two options. I'm definitely leaning towards adding a couple of extra fences, because I think they would be there in reality, because I don't think the park makes sense otherwise. But I will leave it, at least partially, up to you guys down below. Tell you what, I'll leave a comment. I'll think of something. Right, okay. Basically, if you see someone who says the opinion you agree with, give it an update. I think we're going to end it there. Pretty happy with how this has turned out. The details are definitely there in the track and stuff like that. We obviously need to do the docks at some point and actually add like a little dock sign and just some stuff to make it look a little bit more like a dock. We can base it a little bit on the one that you see in Jurassic Park the game, but at the end of the day we don't really have the room or indeed the resources to do it properly, but it's a start. It needs some height and depth in there, but we will get there as well. The T-Rex exhibit, for example, is going to have some. You can actually see on the... I didn't think about that, but we might need to do this. You can see on the map that there's a little bit of a... What's it called again? Contour lines. You can see kind of where it's hilly and where it's not. So we might kind of try to resemble that as well. But we'll also get started on the first exhibit in the next video. Phew, okay, thank you so much for joining me, for putting up with this for some reason. Hopefully people are enjoying this. I appreciate what we're trying to do here. I'll see you lovely folks the next time. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye. Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or you want to help support me a little bit more, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. There's a link in the description down below. Every little really does help in times like these, but it's not at all expected, and by just watching the video you've already helped me out massively, and it makes you a pretty cool person, so well done you. Thanks for joining me either way, I'll see you next time.